and well met, my fellow Hearthstone players, and welcome to HearthCoach, the podcast that can help you be legendary. I'm your host, Dan, and this is my co-host, Fred.
Hello, everybody.
He is a player of Legend Rank, and I have convinced him to coach me and record it in podcast form and put it out there so as to hopefully help some more of you make it to Legend also. Haha, all right, smooth as butter.
You're getting them straight now, Dan. I think
Woo!
you're on a roll now.
I messed up one live one a little while ago. Got a little nervous, but no, I love doing these live openings. So how are we doing this week, my friend?
I'm doing good.
This fine live show with our really cool guest that we'll get to in just a moment.
Here we are again, another live show.
I know.
The reviews and the patron, they put us behind, so we're banging out live show after live show after live show and trying to bring cool guests, which I know people enjoy.
You succeed with that, my friend. I think we might finally be about caught up with our videos.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at. This should. I
think we're at least even now.
But we owe one every month. As long as this continues. So yes.
That's right. At least one a month. All right. Well, as for me and my week, it's been an interesting week with our new set out and the new format of playing. Mm-hmm. I haven't even dipped back into Wild yet. I just been playing around with our new standard format. I was kind of surprised to see how fast the format is, and we should probably introduce our guest in case maybe she wants to chime in on any of this as I bring it up.
Yes, I didn't want to cut you off there, but
Yeah, no worries. I just started thinking about this. Hey, we make this up as we go, but I'm like, well, she might have something cool she might want to add in on this. So, without further ado, everybody, you know her, you love her from Blizzard. We can say that now, from Blizzard Casting for the help me out, buddy. I'm messing this up bad.
Yeah, now Cora, you may know her from casting the winter preliminaries for BlizzCon. And it's Cora or Sunbird or both. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great. We really appreciate you coming on the show. If you remember, she was with us all the way back on episode 35. So if this is
a long time ago.
If this is 66, that is 32 weeks ago, because we haven't missed a week ever. And she was
oh my god.
She was lighting up the ladder with a secret paladin.
Oh yeah.
Back then.
Oh man.
If you remember
those
that.
days are no more. But I didn't realize it had been that long already. Oh man. Well, thanks for having me back.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm here trying to learn how to use words.
You know what? It's my fault for not really having a title anymore.
Oh, no worries.
It used to be like roster player for Vicious Syndicate Gaming, and now it's like she talks about Hearthstone.
Well, what you're doing is pretty
and
cool.
This is her name.
I remembered I had to name them, which is pretty good for me, actually. But what I was going to get into was it seems that when Blizzard was putting this out, they had intentions of trying to slow down the play, and I don't think they managed to do it, in my humble opinion, because it's been super fast, lots of different base type decks now, in my humble opinion, from what I've seen.
But
it's feel free to chime in if y'all have an opinion on this.
Yeah, actually, give me a second to adjust the mic here for 1 second, okay? 1 sec.
Okay.
All right, let's see if this is any better.
How about that noises from Fred?
Okay, is that better?
I mean, I would.
I think I'm back.
Oh, you've been all right. You've been good on our end. So
yeah, I was hearing you fine.
Okay, no, it's some folks in the chat were telling me the fan was coming in strong, but I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It went away. They're saying, "Yay!"
Okay, good.
Woo-hoo! Fixed it.
Excellent. Sorry, now we can go back to Dan talking about the format maybe being a little too fast for his liking because he thought it was going to slow down. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit disappointed at first. I saw all these cool cards that would, you needed some longer games to play, and I sat down to play, and my first couple of hours, I hardly had a game go past turn 5. And
oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, they were rare. There was a couple, like a freeze mage, I think actually took a bit longer, but yeah, and it was everything. It wasn't just just everybody all of a sudden there was just some cool face hunter thing. It was warrior. It was shaman.
Maybe
it was everything, and I wanted to play this cool Satoon thing, and I can't play it. But I did find after a while I stopped trying to put something together on my own. I went and got Trump's Druid Satoon. And while I'm not going to scream up the ladder with it, I did have some fun. We started having a little bit of success anyway. When it drew well, I had a couple of Sathoons with the Battle Cry.
Brand Bronzebeard.
With Brand Bronzebeard.
Oh,
that's cool. Oh man,
I've never done that yet.
Pulled those off a couple of times and started feeling much better about things, and so.
I haven't been able to figure that out, to pull that off myself, so good.
Yeah, it didn't feel so good when it happened to me when a warlock did it to me one time. I was like, "That's not right." But wait,
that's not fair.
This is unfair.
Not fair when it happens to me.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. So, but that's been my week. It's just I'm still like around 18 or so where I started.
Okay.
It's kind of streaky. I'd start to, get on a bit of a win streak. I'm like, well, this deck's really pretty good when it draws right, but you don't really get a good curve on it, and you get somebody else who gets a decent curve, and it don't go so well.
I mean,
but it's been fun though.
It's day 3. What are you waiting for, man? Not legend yet? What are you doing?
No. I'm gonna have to get back to playing something a little bit more speedier, but I did feel better once I was able to play Satoon some, because that's what I was really looking forward to trying out. So
I mean, the coach is
all was right with the world. I'm good.
Coach is coming down on you for slacking. What is this? No, it's all good. All right. So I can talk.
You did. You were wondering. There was because it wasn't the end of the season yet, and there was what was it, 13 with a question mark?
Yes. I was like, what?
And I was
happened?
like, oh. Oh, I was like, well, I've just been kind of trying some stuff out. I was like, whatever. I'm just tried some decks out on my own. What the heck? Maybe I'd get lucky. And now.
Everybody has those months. 2 months ago, I waited until an hour and 9 minutes before season reset to get legend.
Oh.
Yep.
Talk about cutting it close.
It's just one of those months. Last month I did it in like 10 days because I'm like, I'm not, this is not going to happen again. I'm not going to be up at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday when I have class at 8 a.m. the next morning. I'm not going to do it. So.
Oh, I've been there.
Gotta work with the time. You gotta have fun doing it. So. Yep. It's about balance.
Yeah, I've been there trying to get that top 100, and it's a miserable experience because it doesn't work. And then next day I have to go prepare breakfast and my girl for school and take her to school and then go to work. It's like, I'm worthless. What did I do that for? So I have stopped the whole 3 a.m. attempt. It doesn't work. You either get her early and just kind of sit there, or just not even.
Yeah.
So I have been playing Warrior. As you know, it's the last golden class. I have 40 wins to go. And in order
you're so close.
Yeah, in order to stop myself, I have made 7 Warrior decks.
Okay. Why not just go for the full 18?
Yeah, there's a Face Warrior, there's a Pirate Warrior, there's a Tempo Cthulhu, there's a Control Cthulhu, there's a regular Tempo, there's a Patron deck, there's something else I'm missing. There's all kinds of stuff because I'm gonna get this done one way or the other. So yeah. However, I did get 2 daily goals for Warlock, and guess what, Dan? Zoo
What's that?
is still a thing, and it's very
Imagine
strong.
that.
It
Imagine
just
that.
it just never goes away. So I got a couple of win streaks with Zoo, and I'm ranked 13, so not too much progress in the last couple of days.
Higher than me right now.
I
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
come on, man. It's the third. What the heck?
Oh my god, it's so disappointing. So that was my week. So I'm back. I'm gonna stick to Warrior until I get the golden, and then I'm gonna maybe try some of these funky decks. So anyway, how about you, Cora? What have you been up to in 3 days of season, and maybe a little bit about the end of last season because the set came out, all this crazy stuff was happening. First the nerfs came out, and then the expansion came out, and then the season ended, and it was like, whoa.
It's been a busy couple of weeks, especially in Hearthstone. So I'm a full-time student, as you guys know, and so it's been hard to balance Hearthstone with, education and family and things like that. But I've been doing okay. My dad's birthday was on Saturday, so I've been pretty busy the last couple of days, and I've been patiently waiting for Overwatch to come out. So I'm hoping to play some of that. But as far as Hearthstone, I rank 15. I hit Legend last season, like 10 or 11 days in. Then tried a little bit near the end of the season for a top 100 push. I made it from like 2,000 to like 800 and on the last day, and then I dropped a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? It's just not going to happen this month. But I've been playing a couple different decks. Patron Warrior was working really well, so you might want to consider playing some of that for your last 40 Warrior wins. A mid-range Shaman type deck, which is still pretty aggressive. It's not like a full mid-range Totem Shaman, but I've been having fun with that. And then N'Zoth Rogue, which really, really cool. Rogue is my last gold class to get, but I only have like 93 wins with it. I've never played Rogue. And this is the first time I found a Rogue deck that I really enjoy. It's not even so much Rogue as it is very similar to like a Zoo deck until turn 10 when you drop N'Zoth and get all your death rattles back. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Nothing too serious right now. I'm sure I'll find something really solid for the Legend climb at some point. Zoo's really strong right now. Tempo Warrior. Cthulhu Druid, actually, I've heard good things about. But yeah, so for now it's just still having fun with the new set, testing out different things and trying to see what I'm really going to enjoy.
So, what did you get on the packs you opened, or how many? Let's see, how many did you open, and what did you get, if you remember?
I opened 110. So I had the 50 pre-release, and then I bought 40 with gold, and then I bought another 20 from donations from my stream.
You got like
awesome.
You get 13 for free, right?
Yeah, I got 13 for free.
Yep.
So I only ended up with 4 legendaries from the 110. So I got 4 there. And then, so I was a little disappointed in that. I got some really good epics, though, so I ended up with some decent dust. But then the next day, I played 3 arena runs. The first arena run, I opened Hogger, Doom of Elwyn. The second arena run, I opened a Golden Rare. And then the third arena run, I opened Fandral Stadhelm.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, so the 2 legendaries and 3 packs really made up for it. So I've opened 6 so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I crafted several others. I haven't crafted Yogg yet. I crafted N'Zoth. I opened Yashiraj. I opened Mukla. I opened... Oh gosh. I can't remember the others, but I crafted the Rogue Legendary, so I've got most of them.
Yeah.
There's still a couple.
So
no Gold Legendaries, which I was a little disappointed about. Last pre-release pack opening, I got the Golden Sky Captain Crag. So I've never used him, but he's just kind of fun to have around.
Guess which deck he is featured on. My Pirate Warrior has the captain, and he goes out there and fights for me. So it's not golden. He's doing a good
job. Is he making you proud?
He's okay. So
okay.
I opened about the same amount of packs as you did, and it was looking like yours, like kind of grim. I'm like, this is awful. And all of a sudden, I got a pack with a Malkorok and a Deathwing. 2 in 1. That's never happened before.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, I made up for it. So I did have it was a repeat. Malkorok was a repeat, but hey, I don't think I got a golden one either. So that sucks. But anyway, that's fun. And so we are going to be playing that rogue deck. But before we get there, it's getting ahead of myself here. We did want to ask you about your experience during the winter preliminaries. I mean, you are like, I'm going to give a shot at this casting, so tell us, how did you get it, selection, and then maybe talk a little bit about how it was, the whole experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had done a little bit of casting previously, just for some online tournaments, just, little things, nothing big. But I'm a broadcast student, and I DJ at my college's radio station. I did speech all throughout high school, so I've been doing public speaking for like 8 years now. And then Blizzard had the So You Think You Can Cast Hearthstone competition, where they released it in December of 2015, and the due date was like January 1st. So it was like December 28th. It was a few days after Christmas. I was playing around with Hearthstone, saw it on the Battle.net client, and I asked my brother, I'm like, yo, Sage, should I do this? And he's like, well, yeah. Like, why not? And I'm like, okay, whatever. So it was a game between Zen Style and Puffin, so Rob Wing and Steven, who both work at Blizzard. And you just literally recorded your voice mock casting the game. So I didn't have any fancy way to do this. I just played the game through OBS, and I pressed record, and I had a headset on, and it sounded terrible. Like, the sound quality was horrendous. But I was like, you know what? Who cares? At least I tried. And I sent it in. You just had to, like, tweet at them and upload it to YouTube or whatever. So I sent it in, and Rob Wing messaged me on Skype a few weeks later and was like, you have time for an interview today? And I was like running to class at that point. I have 2-hour classes. I was running to class, and I'm like, yes. Can you wait like 3 hours? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. I'll be here all day. And then I was in class the entire time like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I have to go in and... No, not at all. Not even close.
I thought I could have sat through class.
But yeah, so I made it through class, thank God, and then came back and had the interview with Rob. And the next day, he told me that myself and 5 others had gotten chosen to cast the prelims for the Winter Hearthstone Championship Tour. So it was myself, Raven, Sawdle, D2, Kevin Hovdestad, and I think that's it. Maybe there's only 5 of us.
Yeah,
it's been a while. My memory is a little foggy.
I think that's 5. Yeah, that sounds like 5.
I think that was it. So they split us up based on regions. I ended up casting the Americas region with Kevin and Raven. And it was my first time I've ever been to California. It was the first time I've ever flown by myself. It was the first time I've ever been on a trip by myself. So it was a lot, and it was the middle of my the middle of my winter term. So the middle of last term. So I had to like go around frantically to all my professors and be like, look, here's the deal. I'm doing something you're not going to understand, but just trust me when I tell you it's important, and I need to get out of class for 2 days. And thank God, they were all like, yeah, you go, you're fine, don't worry about it. And I was like, thank you. And I went, and it was amazing. We broadcasted from ESL Studios. So it was my first set that I've ever been on for broadcasting. I've been on set for like theater and things like that, but never like this, never for actual recording and cameras and all the fancy stuff. And oh man, I was with TJ, Osmo, Brian Kibler, Frodan, Rob, Kevin, and Raven. So this is the first time I'd ever met anybody other than like my brother who actually played Hearthstone. And the first time I'd ever broadcasted live. It's the first live event I've ever been to. So it was insane. I think we had steady 30 to 40,000 viewers the entire time, and I was lucky in that I was actually very well received, I think. The community was pretty kind to me. Everybody who reached out on Twitter or came into my stream was very kind, had a lot of great things to say. Even Reddit had some really good constructive criticism, and people who weren't jerks. I was like, thank you, Reddit. You are beautiful.
Was that the post that Frodan made? asking for feedback or some other stuff?
That was for championships, but they were good for that too.
Yeah.
So I was very pleasantly surprised. Obviously, Twitch chat was, it was Twitch chat.
Well, yeah.
You're never going to find anything good on Twitch chat.
I wouldn't worry about that, yeah.
Make fun of you for how you look and the fact that I'm a female, which is out of my control. But, it was overall a really positive experience. And then they called me back for the Winter Championships, which was the month after. And then that was an even bigger, that was a huge, huge production. And then they actually announced the Old Gods at the America's Championship, which I was casting at. So I was there, standing in the back, like, looking at the screen when they were releasing the new, like, when they were showing the new cards. And, like, I was being, like, amazed along with the entire audience at the same time. And then Broad and Youngwoo were there. And it was just, oh, man, it was incredible. It was on the BlizzCon stage that they use for the Hearthstone World Championships.
Oh, wow.
And it was on an actual Hollywood soundstage. For this one, it wasn't at ESL Studios. ESL was still doing the production, though. So we were filming right across the way from where, like, Castle was filming, which is a really popular TV show. So that was like, it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to be just excited about, and I was just over the moon this entire time. 20-year-old girl staying in her own hotel room in Hollywood, California, getting to talk about video games and make money for it. Like, it's been a wild ride. And I'm hoping that I can keep it up. I actually recently joined an agency, so
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be just another avenue to get, more work and to be able to put myself out there in the community even more.
All of this is, go ahead.
No, I'm saying esports is something that is taking off. So having somebody that's one of the premier brands, being Blizzard, making all these games, and you being there on kind of day one, so to speak. There's people that have been around a long time, but it's a great opportunity. And I watched a lot of it. We were talking about it on the show because we had you as a guest, so we like to name drop and say, oh yeah, totally. Yeah. She was a guest of HearthCoach before she hit it big. It's all good.
Yep.
We
were both homesick that Friday. Mm-hmm. I know I was homesick, and that's why I got to catch some of the live broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I forget why, and you watched some of it, and I remember, that's when we were talking. But you did an incredible job. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like so cool to sit there and go, she was on our podcast.
That's right.
So that was kind of neat too. But much luck. Hopefully there'll be something else in the future with it. Any possibilities? You waiting on hearing anything?
Yeah, there's a couple things in the works. I actually have a couple more events lined up that I'm not at liberty to talk about yet, but
right.
Just know you can't get rid of me quite yet.
Awesome.
No, but I know there's things that I have to work on, and obviously I need to improve my game knowledge of Standard and need to work on putting myself out there and I guess sounding more intelligent and not just repeating other things and just little things that I'm aware of now. But it's my first broadcast, and there's always room for improvement for everybody. And it was just, I started most people start. Sawdle and Raven did some local work in England for DreamHack and things like that, and I was just like right up to Blizzard.
Yeah.
Starting at championship level, and it was some big shoes to fill. But I'm hoping that I'm going to keep getting more and more chances, and maybe eventually move into a hosting position or event hosting, things like that. But for now, Hearthstone casting just feels like it's the right place to be.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, you gotta think about debuting on that big of a stage. I would be terrified and not know what to do and probably make a mess out of it. So I think you held well. Now, did they do a lot of rehearsal, or is it more like, okay, off you go, good luck to you?
Prelims was, they both had several days of rehearsal. Prelims was more so. Championships was a lot just rehearsing transitions and rehearsing between segments and how to move between the analyst desk, because they just added that in, and then the caster desk. So that was more like technical stuff. But we made it work. There was, I believe, 2 days of rehearsals for both. And I think that's pretty standard. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just being at prelims was I've been singing in front of people my whole life. I've been, speaking in front of people, so I'm good in front of crowds. I don't get nervous talking to people. And at prelims I was fine, but then for some reason at championships, when that camera turned on, I just stiffened right up, and I was like, I don't know what's happening to me right now. Why can't I move my neck? It was the weirdest thing. Like, I can't see any of these people. I'm not looking at Twitch right now because I'm talking. Like, I don't know what's going on, but at the same time, like, there were actual people playing over on the side. Like, Chalky was there, Nostam Amnesiac, Chess Dude, who sort of broke his way out in this tournament. So it was like, I don't know if it was the pressure or if I just slept funny. I don't know. But championships was a bit of a mess for me.
Well, but I don't know. I guess I'm no pro, but like I said, from what I saw, it looked good. You looked well. You kept it together.
Yeah,
at least on the outside, anyway.
I didn't pass out. Raynad was there, and I made fun of his patron deck, I think, and people got a kick out of that. And I was like, okay, great. I got one good quip. I don't ever have to worry about being funny ever again. I can just talk about Hearthstone now. No, everybody was so kind. Everybody was wonderful. Seriously, not a mean person there. Everybody so willing to share advice and to just eat dinner with you and talk about life and talk about Hearthstone, and
good.
Just really, really exciting to be around so many people who share the same interests.
Right. Gee, everybody there trying to pull the rope in the same direction, huh? Mm-hmm. Kind of worked out. Oh, yeah. Imagine that.
I think that for
awesome.
For a debut, and it can only get better, right? If you keep working at it. Not that you're doing any bad. I think it's great, but we all get to improve in what we do the more you do it. So, really excited and happy for you. So, we look forward to seeing more in some other events.
Doing more. Oh, I had my first fan encounter, I guess, the other day. There was this girl that I'd seen playing on an Onog feature at PAX last year, and she followed me on Twitter, so I followed her back, and I recognized some stuff, and I streamed, and then I went over and I hosted her afterwards. I saw she was streaming. I went into her chat, and I was hanging out a little bit, and she was talking to me, and then I mentioned something about casting. I don't remember how it fit into the conversation, but that she was like, wait a minute. And she went to my profile and she looked at it, she's like, oh my God, I know who you are. And I'm like, yeah. She tweeted at me later and was like, I was so starstruck. I'm like, oh God, I'm a 20-year-old girl who studies broadcast in college and plays video games, and you're starstruck? Oh Jesus, my life. It was just the weirdest thing, but it was so flattering and so humbling.
Yeah, I wouldn't downplay it. I mean, you got a fan out there. Got many fans out there. So.
Yeah, hopefully it can just keep getting better from here.
Absolutely. Yep. So does this mean playing is taking a little bit of a backseat as you focus more on the kind of casting side of things?
Tournament play. I'm still hitting Legend every month. I still play Hearthstone 4 or 5 hours a day. And I'm still... You have to be competitive to cast competitive. Because if you don't understand the plays, then you're just going to be behind the players the entire time. So you need to have that game knowledge. So I'm still confident that if I worked on a lineup and went into a tournament and prepared, that I could still perform well. I mean, I'm still playing well on ladder. So it's just, the whole roster thing. It's difficult to be a full-time student as well as a caster. Maybe when I'm done with school, maybe I will, try and take my shot at getting into the summer prelims or something like that when I have more time for open tournaments and things like that. But for now, just trying to learn as much as I can about casting, focusing on that, but definitely still playing at the same time, just not in the same capacity, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely understand what you're talking about because I've talked about it in the show before. I'm kind of in the same boat where I can play a lot of ladder because late at night when the girls are asleep or early in the morning, but tournaments just take a ton of time and it's just not something I can do reasonably, and therefore I don't get to play as much. So it's not the same. Ladder and tournaments are different animals, so therefore I'm not gonna have the points and all that stuff, so it's kind of hard with family, full-time job, all that stuff. The fact that I was able to do it at one point is good, but it's hard to try to repeat it because it takes a lot of time, and I want to stay married, and I want my daughter
stay married.
I want my daughter to know who I am. I'm not this guy hiding locked away in a bedroom. So yeah, it's
little money comes out from under the door once in a while. Here, honey. Love
Go
you.
to the movies, have a good time.
Exactly. So, I mean, some of these tournaments are multiple days, all day things. You waiting around for opponents. It's just a nightmare. So anyway, well, that's good. Again, we really look forward to seeing more and more of you out there as you cast. So that'll be cool.
Thank you guys.
Let's see. Are you doing coin concede regularly? Or
I am.
Okay, so you're still doing.
I took a bit of a hiatus for prelims and championships in the end of my last term, but I'm back. We're actually recording later tonight, so I did.
Okay.
I guested on Hearth of the Cards yesterday, and I'm on you guys right now, and then Coin Concede records later tonight. So yeah, we have 2 new hosts. I play games, and Andres, I believe his real name is. And yeah, so it's been really great.
Okay, excellent.
Cinder, and Andres.
Nice.
So I've only been back on for 2 episodes, and then I had to take last week off because I had bronchitis and my voice was gone. And it was obnoxious because it was the release week for Old Gods, but I'm back together now, and yeah, it's really good. It feels like a new show. It feels like we're really back on track, and they're really passionate about it, and they're really great guys. So.
Yeah,
okay.
we had you lined up and had to push it back a week, but no big deal. We found Zerosio, who's actually on the chat.
Is he?
From Hero Power to fill in, so he did a good job with. We had some fun with the funky thing I put together because nobody knew what was going on with the expansion. So
we had some laughs.
It's a good time. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else you may want to plug before we move on into a little bit of the administrative part of the show? We'll try to go through it as quickly as we can, but people to follow you. I think the Twitter is out on the broadcast. You can see it. It's songbird_HS.
Songbird_HS on Twitter. Feel free to tweet at me, shoot me a message or whatever. I always love hearing from new people. And then I stream at twitch.tv/Sage Cora. It's been a little bit unreliable the last couple of months just because I'm finishing up my final term of my junior year of college and things are busy. But this summer I'm gonna be on it because I won't actually have anything else to do but Hearthstone. So go ahead, come hang out sometime. Twitch.tv/Sage Cora.
Sweet, excellent, definitely. I try to go in there when you do appear because I get the little notification, and if I'm around, I'll put it on, watch it for a little bit. So there's singing going on.
All right.
I never really shut up. But you know what?
Hey, that works for someone who wants to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, that's true.
Helps.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Dan. So moving on, I think we got an influx of that happens. So maybe
kind of funny. We have this new set come out, and wow, we got a few now. So we got at least 4. We have, of course, 1 coming out this week. Notes. Hang on. I got. Yes, Nathan. Nathan, your pick is up. You sent a couple of them in. I chose your warrior pick. And all I can say is, man, that shouldn't be allowed. There just should be a rule against that. I don't know how you pulled it off, but just go look at the picture, everybody, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, great picture.
Yeah, I think we had 3 weeks of Hall of Legends, but none this week. I guess the new set. It's early in the season, so maybe. By the end of next month, we'll have some more that have figured out how to do it. But
yes, maybe someday I'll make my own Hall of Legends.
That's right.
Anything's possible.
Where have you peaked at, Dan?
I've made it to 3.
Okay. You're so close.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
It's in him. It's just a little bit more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just that little extra push.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I've been the legend 21 times, and it never gets easier. And the push from 5 to legend never gets easier and never gets fun. It's still just awful every time.
It's terrible. I'm not looking forward to it.
We have, I have moments, we call them episode 17 moments, where I had a pretty in-depth discussion at the beginning about being a bad ADD dyslexic, which makes this a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
Not impossible, and I don't, I think I don't even want to try it. God, I hate even sound like I'm sounding like I'm trying to make excuses. But it is what it is, and and I work with it. So, yeah. So every once in a while, you'll hear me mention, "Oh, gee, an episode 17 moment," when I start making up words and what.
It's all good, man. Do not worry about it. But I have
get there.
I have seen it in action when I spectate some of the games. And I'm like, yeah, that's happening. He's like, for example, one example that we've used recently is he focuses on I gotta clear the board, right? And it takes over, and I'm like screaming to the iPad, "You have lethal! Count up the damage!" Like, but it's hard to snap out of I need to clear that, and then we move on. So it's a lot of different things, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Yes, poor Fred in the middle of department stores. People start looking at him funny. He's yelling at his iPad. His wife's looking around the corner. You okay, dear?
Happens to the best of us. I yell at technology all day long.
All right, so check out that happened, and then we had a iTunes review from last week. Sorry, we kind of skipped over this whole section last week, but it's from jharv30ac. Thank you so much, from the US store. Appreciate that review. We have 4 towards a new video, so they keep.
Thanks for the reviews and everyone. We're almost up to 100 on our US store.
Yep.
So so keep them coming in. The little bit of influx that we had pushed us back up, so we are now noticed. If you look up Hearthstone podcast, we pop up there on the first row with everybody. So that's awesome. So thank you everybody for that. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
Yep. All right. So moving on to the Patreon campaign, we also had a new one last week that we forgot to acknowledge, and it's Jim coming in at rank 15, which entitles him to the reward of participating in the tournament, which we have an announcement to make. We announced it last week. I set it up on Battlefy, so you can go out there and register. Again, there's a password, so I want to say that, and because it's for rank 15 and above, so I put a little bit of a wall there. But if you're a Patreon, you can go to patreon.com, and the post with the password is out there, so you can see it. The other thing is that it's going to be on May 28th, which is a Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So check-in will start at noon. Again, Battlefy has all this information with the times on the different time zones, so make sure you look at that. You're going to check in. It's a best of 3 conquest style single elimination. The new thing that we're going to announce is that there's going to be prize money. So we're taking some of the money that you put into the campaign and giving it back. So if you make first place, you'll get $25, and the second place will get $15. So in a sense, you kind of first place makes some money, and second place gets your money back that you put in for the quarter. So anyway, depending on how much you put in, you could get some of that money back. So as the more patrons come in and participate, we will increase the prize pool to maybe include third place and bigger prizes. So again, really appreciate the support. So we'll look forward to having you on the 28th. And send those questions at hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions about the tournament. And go to patreon.com/hearthcoach if you want to learn how to participate. All right, so another one of the rewards for Patreons of rank 20 and above, which is basically anybody, excluding the ones that get coaching already automatically, is a chance to win a free coaching. And I waited until the end of the last month, which was April, because I said I was going to give you until then to pitch in if you wanted to participate. So we have cut off, and there's 22 patrons that qualify for the free hour of coaching. And since we have a guest, we're going to have her pick a number between 1 and 22. I've already randomly sorted the list. And she'll pick the number, and whoever name that is will get a free hour of coaching with me. So I will reach out to you and let you know. But you have a drum roll, Dan, or something like that?
Not handy. No, I sure don't.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Cora. What's the number?
This is my favorite number. We're going to go with 8.
Number 8. Okay. Right. Let's go check it out here.
I'd have laughed if she said her favorite number was like 42.
42. There's only 22 people, Cora. 42!
All right.
That's my favorite. Okay, you got it?
I got it.
Number
8 is patron The Geck. That's his name, The Geck. Geck. So The Geck, congratulations. You have earned first time free hour of coaching, and I will email you with the details. So thanks for listening. Thanks for participating on the campaign. And thank you, Cora, for selecting, or he should thank you for picking number 8. So
anytime.
That's cool. So as you know, again, if you contribute up to June this time, we'll pick a random winner again next quarter to get an hour of coaching. So that's all of that. Okay, so now that we're done with that part, I guess we're supposed to play Hearthstone at some point.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Our guest has a busy night. She's been a very busy podcaster today.
Yes.
And she has a busy night of podcasting ahead of her. So.
But before we get there, she should walk us through this deck that
Absolutely.
she's put together. N'Zoth Rogue.
Yep.
And I got N'Zoth from a pack, so I'm gonna see what happens here and may try to play this myself. So maybe you run us through this deck, what are the cards and how it works?
Absolutely. So like I mentioned before, it's rogue, but it doesn't play too much like a rogue. It plays very much like a tempo deck, more similar to Zoo or Tempo Mage. If you lose the board, it doesn't have a lot to come back on board with, but it works okay. So I'm having a really fun time with it. 2 backstabs, obviously it's a rogue staple. Sir Finley Murgleton, you're not actually using the rogue dagger for anything. You don't have any dagger buffs. They're just not necessary now that Blade Flurry got nerfed. So Deadly Poison, you could put in Deadly Poison if you want in exchange for Finley. But I'm just a really big Finley fan. I like that you can go for Life Tap if you need it. Shapeshift is good. Steady Shot works really well. So Finley's he's versatile. He's nice to have. 2 Eviscerates, staple. 2 Saps, always great. Blood Mage Thalnos. This deck is based around his off, so we want Death Rattles. Blood Mage is Death Rattle, and he's also Spell Damage. So Spell Damage works really well in a rogue deck because we've got 2 Eviscerates. We've got 2 Phantom Knives, which is pretty much the only board clear. But the spell damage is very nice. Works well with the backstabs too to get rid of some early game like shamans. You're seeing a lot of shamans. So a Blood Mage backstab early on can get rid of pretty much all of their early game. So comes in very handy. Undercity Huckster. This is a new card that just got added to the Rogue class. Death Rattle, add a random class card to your hand. It's a 2-mana 2/2 rare. So the stat line is fair. It's a fair stat line. Death Rattle, which is very important, and then add a random class card to your hand from your opponent's class. Obviously, there's some RNG involved. Makes it a little bit fun, but also really, really good. I played it against a shaman and pulled a Hex from them off of it, and then Hex their Flame Wreathed Faceless, which is the 4-mana 7/7, and that felt really good. Played it against a Cthulhu Druid and got Starfire. Class cards are always going to be better than neutral cards, and even if it's not your class, odds are it's going to be useful. And it's not just spells, it's minions as well. So, you're playing against a paladin, you might get Tyrion, you might get Guardian of Kings, which is useful. So just a lot of versatility in this. A little bit random, but really a great addition to the rogue class overall.
I'll interrupt to that point because I was playing against one today, and he pulled a cleave to clear some of my pirates, and then the second time around he pulled a revenge, activated revenge to clear my pirates again. I was like, what? Why don't you get a shield? Huckster. Why don't you get a shield slam or something useless?
Okay,
well, you'll get totemic might occasionally.
So anyway.
Real quick, while we've derailed, one thing I did play around with that I said I would. I did play Renounced Darkness from Warlock one time.
Oh, how'd that go?
I got Paladin, and it almost turned the game around. It wasn't going that well for me anyway, but I kept getting a lot of interesting cards that didn't cost much to play, like the one that get a random card and give it a boost.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got decent cards out of it. I didn't mean to derail
No,
this.
It's fun.
But
I've been meaning to play that. It looks so fun.
I was like, for the last, I went ahead and played it one time. It's not a useful card, but it was fun.
I lost to it, and he got Paladin, and he got like the good stuff. A Blessing of Kings, like True Silver. I'm like, really? How can? See, anyway, continuing. You were at Undercity Huckster, which brought all this discussion in.
Undercity Huckster, which makes for some crazy games. Fan of Knives, which with the spell damage that you have in this deck can actually clear a board pretty reasonably later on in the game and draws you a card. Really nice. This deck is really great for cycle. You actually draw a fair amount of cards. One Earthen Ring Farseer. This guy, you don't have a lot of heal in the game right now because anti-Keelbot's gone, unless you want to play Cult Apothecary or something like that. So 3 health just comes in handy. 3 mana, 3/3 body is good. If you don't want to play Earthen Ring Farseer, something like Loot Hoarder also would be pretty good, or a second Harvest Golem. Edwin Van Cleef, he works really well with low mana cost cards, so things like Backstab, Finley, Zaril Poison Mine gives you 2 1-mana cards. So he's just nice in the late game. You can combo him in the early game and tempo out from there. Always good to have. 1 copy of Harvest Golem, nothing flashy, but it's Death Rattle. And it's decent early game, and you need to be able to keep up with the other aggressive decks because you'll win in the late game. But if you can't keep up in the early game, then you're gonna have some problems.
And you
2 SI.
Were you feeling retro? You're feeling like 2013 all over again. Harvest Golem.
A little bit.
Was everywhere.
I made my own list, and then I took pieces from other people's. So I looked at Amaz's list. I looked at Tice. I looked at Kalento. I believe Amaz was the one that had 2 Harvest Golems. I didn't want 2 Harvest Golems, so I took out 1, and I believe I put in Defender of Argus instead. Yeah. So I sort of mishmashed a bunch of different lists together, and this is everything is still open to testing. Everything is still open to change, but this is just what I went with initially and was playing with.
Yeah, Dog was playing something like this too. He had Loot Hoarders in it though. So anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Loot Hoarder. I would consider getting rid of like a sap for Loot Hoarder, potentially 1 Fan of Knives. But yeah, like I said, there's tons of stuff you could change about this. 2 SI7 agents, just one of the best rogue cards. Help you keep up in the early game. Unearthed Raptor is kind of the star of this deck. So he was really great in Death Rattle Raptor Rogue prior to Old Gods, and he's still really good. 3 mana, 3/4 is a great body. Battle Cry, choose a friendly minion, gain a copy of its Death Rattle. So he works really, really well with cards like Undercity Huckster, like the Harvest Golem. I just realized I don't have any copies of the 4 mana 1/1 with Death Rattles into a 5/5. I don't know why I put him in here.
The Summoner.
Oh man, yeah.
Should we make that alteration while we're at it?
The Twilight.
I think we should.
Twilight Summoner is what you're talking about, right?
I had him in an earlier version, and then I must have taken him out for Dark Iron Skulker or Harrison Jones. I would I would take out 1 sap.
What does he cost?
Twilight Summoner. He's a 4 mana 1/1 epic. Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. So he works really well with Shadowcaster as well as Unearthed Raptor. So yeah, I would go ahead and take out 1 sap for him.
Just 1 copy, or?
How about we've got the Harvest Golem. Go ahead and get rid of the Earthen Ring, too.
I think what I may have seen was no Tomb Pillager. But anyway,
Tomb Pillager? Oh, Tomb Pillager's great.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Tomb Pillager's really strong. It's a lot of 4-drops, but Tomb Pillager helps you ramp up into the late game a lot faster. So Tomb Pillager's
a rogue card?
No, it's a neutral. This is neutral.
It's neutral.
Twilight Summoner is
neutral. That's why I
neutral.
can't find it.
Maybe you don't have one. It's epic. There's a good chance you don't even have it.
If you don't have it, then just don't worry.
Oh, I don't mind Twilight. Oh, I got one.
Oh,
you do?
Okay.
Yes, I have one, and I don't mind spending dust to make stuff that's useful. But
it's a good card. It's a pretty good card. They use it in the N'Zoth Paladins as well. Yeah, go ahead and craft the second one. I think you'll probably end up using it anyway. Another thing is you could also take out either Dark Iron Skulker or Harrison Jones. You could take out one copy of Fan of Knives because we've got the Skulker as well. There's a lot of changes you can make. I'm still messing around with different stuff, but for now, I think Twilight is pretty.
Took out a sap.
Yeah, we took out one sap.
Fan of Knives.
And I took out Earthen Ring. Would you rather play Fan of Knives or Earthen Ring Farseer, you think?
I think you want the Earthen Ring. I think
you want the Earthen Ring?
Yeah.
Okay. Then go ahead and ditch one Fan of Knives, put in the Earthen Ring.
Okay, we got 2 Twilight Summoners.
Yep. Okay.
Hey.
Awesome. So, 2 Unearthed Raptors, 1 Defender of Argus. I was playing 2 Arguses. I rearranged things to put in the Skulker and the Harrison Jones. But I think 1 Argus is pretty good. And then 2 Tomb Pillagers. It wasn't as strong when Shredder was out, but now that Shredder's gone, Tomb Pillager's very, very strong. And then the Twilight Summoner, which we just talked about, really good, works very well with Shadowcaster and the Unearthed Raptor. Just a solid card. There's a real poison mine, is the new Rogue Legendary. It's a 4-mana 3/2, Battle Cry, and Death Rattle. Add a random Toxin card to your hand. So the Toxins, they're sort of like spare cards. Each of them costs 1 mana, and they all do different things. So one of them deals 2 damage, one of them draws you a card, one of them is sort of like a Shadow Step, one of them is sort of like a Stealth. So they're all pretty good. Some are a lot better than the others. The damage and the draw are probably the best, but they all can come in handy. So he's just pretty good. And you get 1 right away and then another 1 when he Death Rattles. 2 Azure Drakes, Rogue Staple, spell damage is great. Dark Iron Skulker. He is pretty much the only way you're going to come back from a board that you're not in control of. So he's really great against Zoo, good against Shaman. You can combine him with something like a Fan of Knives with spell damage and clear a board, and he's very solid. 5 mana 4/3, not the best stat line, but it's not terrible. Harrison Jones, there's a lot of weapon classes out right now. Warrior's really good, Paladin's really good, Rogue's really good, Shaman's very good. So he's just always solid. If the meta shifts to be less of a weapon meta, then I would take him out first and probably put back in the second Fan of Knives. Shadowcaster. Shadowcaster is very fun. It's a new rogue card, rogue epic, 5 mana 4/4, battle cry, choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy to your hand that costs 1. So he works really well with minions that have battle cry or minions that have death rattle. So you can play him, say, on like an Azure Drake and play it out immediately for 1 mana and draw a card. You can play him with Dark Iron Skulker if it's on your board already, and then play it out and deal 2 damage. Works also really well with Twilight Summoner because it's already a 1/1, but now it's a 1 mana 1/1 that death rattles into a 5/5. So it's got a lot of versatility in this list. And 4/4, it's not a terrible stat line. Sylvanas is just the best death rattle card in the game, at least for neutral minions. She's great. Also, Cairn, you could consider running this. Cairn is pretty solid. He's a little slow occasionally, but he's not terrible. And then finally, the big guy, N'Zoth the Corruptor. 10 mana battle cry. Summon your death rattle minions that died this game. And he's a 5/7 stat line. So if you play on curve pretty well, you ramp up pretty quickly. You can use Tomb Pillager to even play N'Zoth as early as turn 8. if you get a couple Tomb Pillagers, I played him on turn 9 plenty of times, and then you get all your death rattles back. So Undercity Huckster, Harvest Golem, Tomb Pillager, Twilight Summoner, Zeril, it gives you a board automatically on turn 10, and if your opponent can't clear it or just can't kill you right away, you pretty much just win the game. So that's how it works. It's a tempo list. You want to play on curve. You want to efficiently remove your opponent's minions with things like Backstab and Eviscerate, Sap for even more tempo. You always keep cards in your hand with Cycle and the Huckster, and then on turn 10 you slam the off, get a big board, win the game.
Yep. And
I like it.
One
It's a lot of fun.
One clarification on the Zoth is it does not work on the Raptor. So the minion had to have Death Rattle to begin with. So the Raptors don't come back after you give him, you copy the Death Rattle. So
the Raptor has Battle Cry and then gains Death Rattle. It has to be a minion that has Death Rattle from the start.
From the beginning. So.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, so you...
Okay.
Oh, I got this guy too. Yashar? Is that what it's called? Rage Unbound?
Yasharaj. He's the only old god I haven't seen anybody play. And it was really sad because he's the only one I opened. I had to craft all the others.
Somebody played it against me and pulled out a Loot Hoarder and he lost. So, no.
Warrior Charge.
Yeah, he didn't pull out anything good. All right, Dan, do you have any questions before we head into this? Now, the list on the broadcast now, it's going to be a little old. I need a new picture, so I may just hide it. But
yeah, we'll get it later.
Yep, we can go ahead and get into
the ready?
Game. Yeah.
Ready? All right. Pushing the button. Here we go.
All right.
Let's see, Dan.
Okay. Here we go. This looks like fun.
It is. It's the first rogue deck that I've actually taken the time to try and innovate and playtest. So I'm having a good time with it. Maybe not the strongest rogue deck. If you want a rogue deck that's actually just going to win you the most games, Miracle with Malagos is really good right now, but this deck's more fun.
All right. Well, I'm going second, so I'll get the coin. I open up with a Twilight Summoner, Azure Drake, Backstab, and the Earthen Ring Farseer. I guess we keep the Backstab. Don't really need the Earthen Ring yet. And maybe keep the Twilight Summoner?
I would get rid of the Summoner and the Drake as well. I think Backstab's always great to keep. And then you have enough early game in this list that you can go ahead and mulligan decently aggressively for your Hucksters or your Raptor, your Harvest Golem, things like that.
All right, well, we get Eviscerate, we get Zeril, is that right? Zeril, and a Tomb Pillager.
So we have a Druid, and his turn 1 just greets us and passes.
So I get the coin. There's not much I can do. No need to coin out a dagger, right?
No.
So we just pass?
Yep, you've got the coin, so you're going to be able to curve out reasonably well. Your hero power in this deck is not going to be the most useful. The dagger is okay, cleans up some minions occasionally, but it's not going to be like traditional rogue where the dagger was this huge thing that you were trying to build up and then Blade Flurry.
Yeah. On turn 2, a friend played Wild Growth. Ha! It's a Druid.
Never seen that before.
Yeah. I bet you it's going to be a Cthulhu Druid.
Well, we'll
pretty
see.
popular, I hear. So on my second turn, I drew a Shadow Caster. I have a Twilight Summoner, a coin, Tomb Pillager, Zeril, a Backstab, and Eviscerate, but I don't really need to play any of these cards, so I imagine I just go ahead and dagger up to use the mana.
Yep.
And do a point of damage just because I can.
Do we swing or no? I guess it doesn't matter here, right? You can swing or...
Yeah, I would go ahead and swing. A lot of the time with this list, I'm finding myself just swinging for the damage because the dagger's just not as useful as it is in other rogue lists, so you might as well.
Oh, look.
Oh, this is a rampant Druid.
He's innovating a Sunwalker. Surprise. It's a Druid that's played already 3 more mana than us.
Hardly seems fair. So, I drew I drew Defender of Argus, but we do have some options now. We could play our Twilight Summoner. Could drop the Tomb Pillager, I guess.
You could kill it too, I guess, but I don't know if we want to do that.
Oh, yeah, we could kill it, huh? What, backstab, eviscerate, and face?
Yeah, but I don't know. What does our coach think here?
I would say we don't need to kill it. I would think Twilight Summoner would be pretty good here. Because we could clean up next turn with Eviscerate, or Tomb Pillager is not bad either. But I think I would go with Twilight Summoner.
All right, we dropped the Twilight Summoner. Do I use my face to ping off the shield?
I would.
Okay.
I would. We're still at 26 health. It's only a 4-attack minion, so not too worried when we go ahead and hit that shield. And then next turn, we're going to be looking to kill this, probably with an Eviscerate, some combination of the cards in our hand. And then we're going to Death Rattle into a 5/5, which is pretty good.
All right, it's a... Whoa. Okay, he plays a huge toad, so it's like a beast ramp kind of thing?
Could be.
Oh, and a Cthulhu. So
Beast Ramp Cthulhu.
Disciple of Cthulhu face. Woo.
Cthulhu?
Okay.
All right, I drew a Undercity Huckster. Let me see here. Do we... Let me see, I have that. I have Defender of Argus, Shadowcaster, Tomb Pillager, Zeril, Backstab. Oh, okay. Backstab the Frog, Eviscerate into Sunwalker, and then finish it off with the Summoner. And then
I like that. I think for the ordering,
yes.
Because the huge toad death rattles and deals 1 damage, it could kill our Summoner.
Oh, okay.
So I would
Summoner
go ahead
into him
and
first?
yes, I would run the Summoner in first, death rattle it, so we get that 1 damage guaranteed. Then you can go ahead and backstab.
Yep.
Backstab the Frog. Eviscerate away. That thing.
And you can just go ahead and play the Undercity Huckster. You could Hero Power too if you know what, Hero Power's fine. Hero Power's just
so
fine.
I Hero Power to get rid of
the Disciple. That's totally fine. We could have played the Huckster too. It would have traded, obviously, but we would have ended up with the card in our hand next turn. Maybe would have given us another option of something to play, but we already have a pretty nice hand. We have a lot of options, so that's not a problem.
All right, it's turn.
The fuse was going, so I just kind of went for it.
No problem.
That's all I could clear. I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
Oh look, he has another Innervate. How about that? And a Bog Creeper. Whoa. Bog Creeper is a 6/8 for 7 mana. I haven't seen this card played. Woo.
6/8 taunt.
Yes.
Kind of in the way. Okay,
well
I drew a fan of knives. So I have that Undercity, Defender of Argus. One. Go back, choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy of it. Okay, the Shadowcaster, Tomb Pillager.
And Zeril.
I don't see any way to get rid of our taunt offhand.
No way to kill it this turn. You do have some options, but I'm liking because Zeril battle cries and gives us a 1-mana toxin. Maybe it's something we could play. So I would go ahead and play Zeril. If we get the toxin that deals 2 damage, we can actually kill this Bog Creeper.
Or the +3.
Draw a card. Do I go ahead and draw a card now?
Yeah, go ahead and draw that card.
Nazoth.
Oh, got Nazoth.
All right, you can just let your turn end. Okay. He's only got 1 card in his hand, so swipe would be a little bit annoying, but not terrible.
Innervates are gone, so yeah, we could have drawn. We could have drawn the +3, which would have killed it straight off. But
yeah, there's one that gives a minion +3 attack as well.
The Blessing of Kings toxin, and then there's the Arcane Shot toxin, and the Shadow Step toxin. Oh, he's decided to go. Yeah, he's going face. He's waiting for that combo. Oh wait, no more.
No, we don't have to worry about combo.
No combo.
It's so nice to not have to worry about it, though. We're at 11 health, and it's not terrifying.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we can do some things here. And...
Bye.
Alright, so he went face with the bog and face with his face and passed.
All right. Do I need to play Defender of Argus?
Well, not
no.
Not quite, right?
Because if we played Defender of Argus, we want to trade our minions. Defender of Argus, they would still end up dying. So I think we have to do either we're going to trade in the 2, and then either Tomb Pillager plus Huckster, or if we just want to trade in the 5/5, we can Fan of Knives and SI7 agent, and then we're left with a 3/3 and a 3/2. So do we want a 3/3 and a 3/2, or do we want a 5/4 and a 2/2 is the question. And then next turn, we're hopefully going to be using Defender of Argus.
I was seeing the Fan SI, but the other one sounds good too, so I don't know.
What was that second? How we do the second one? The one we end up with the bigger creatures? What are we doing?
I would go ahead. So go ahead and run in your 2 minions.
Then play
both, and then just play Tomb Pillager and Undercity Huckster.
Yeah.
And then next turn we're gonna have 7 mana, which is gonna work better with the Defender of Argus and the SI7 agent.
Yeah.
So I think this play was better just because it makes next turn a little bit nicer.
Okay.
Yep. And now he combos us down. Oh no, he has 8 mana. Plus there's no combo.
Plus there's no combo. Oh, thank goodness.
So good.
Feels so good. So good.
Alright, it's turn 8. He has 3 cards. He's at full health. But Power of the Wild for a 3/2.
Interesting.
And he's gonna
It's
go.
a very beastie deck.
Yeah, he's going face. Oh no.
Or not.
He's going against the Tomb Pillager with his face and pass. Okay.
Okay.
I drew an Azure Drake. I had the toxin I got was give a friendly minion stealth. I have my agent. I got Nazoth, who's a little early to the party. Fan of Knives, my defender, and a Shadowcaster.
Okay. So this turn, I think we actually have a really good use of our mana. So we can go ahead and just play Defender of Argus, taunt up our 2 minions, give them +1/+1, and then SI7 agent goes ahead and kills off that 3/2 on his side of the field. So then we have 2 nice sized taunt minions, a 3/3, the Argus, and his board is clear.
Yep.
Should I go ahead and use my dagger? Wait.
I would still save it for now because next turn is looking like Azure Drake Fan of Knives could be good. You really only want to get rid of the dagger fully when you are reasonably certain that you're going to be redaggering next turn. So it's always just nice to have it just in case.
Alright, it's turn 8 for our friend, but he has 9 mana and 3 cards. He plays Twilight Elder and Twilight Elder number 2. So Cthulhu is now up to a 10/10 after those 2 additional procs. Okay.
I drew an Unearth Raptor. He's at 18. I got, let me see, 6, 9, 12, 14 on the board.
Not quite.
No way to finish this off. So,
well, maybe maybe we drag into Eviscerate or something like that.
Yep, Drake into Eviscerate would be our win. So let's go ahead and try that.
Oh.
We get Edwin Van Cleef.
All right. I think we need to do
the fan play still.
A little bit of trading.
Okay, to make sure he doesn't get a monster Cthulhu down on us.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what? I like the fan play, and then we'll probably trade off 2 of our weakened minions.
Fan of Knives.
Trade in Argus and the SI and just go face with the rest, right? I mean.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's what I'm doing. Face with the other 2.
And this time you can go ahead and hit face with
them. Oh. I was pushing the button when you said it.
It's okay. We're open every turn. The stress is it's a lot. Oh, this card's very good.
Claxy Amber Weaver is the 4/5 that becomes a 4/10. And then he put in a Scarum Cultist, 7/6 that gives Cthulhu +2/2, but there's nothing in the way. He's just dead on the board.
We just have lethal.
All right.
Would have Nathaw gotten anything? I don't think. Did anything with Death Rattle die?
The Zaril Poisoned Mind.
Oh, and the 1/1, the
yes,
summoner.
and the Twilight Summoner. Mm-hmm.
So 2 things, not bad.
All right, well, let's do that again.
Yeah, and we had 2 more Death Rattles on the board that we could have, killed off and brought back from N'Zoth. But when you can win, you might as well just win.
Yeah. Chat's talking about combo also. Everybody just... I'm so happy that I'm not panicking at 14 and be like, oh no, I'm about to die.
It's this feeling of relief.
That's what I was going to say. There's like this overall just...
Sigh.
Alright, we have a hunter now. Smork.
Alright, and I'm going first. I drew my Dark Iron Skulker and 2 Undercity Hucksters, which I guess I'll keep those 2 and dump the Dark Iron Skulker.
Yep. Yeah, it would be better with coin, but having 2/2 drops in the opener is still pretty good. So
could be worse.
Could be worse.
And I get Shadowcaster instead, which
early but useful.
A little early. And I drew an SI agent, so that's it for my turn.
All right. Well, hopefully we're going to draw into something like Backstab, Sir Finley Murgleton. Some combo pieces will be nice. Harrison Jones, that's a pretty good draw.
Turn 1.
Oh yeah, especially against our hunter friend here.
Turn 1, he didn't do anything. He just passed.
Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and play an Undercity Huckster.
Yep.
If this were wild, we would have seen a leper gnome followed by a mad scientist.
Yes. Oh man.
That's not
good
happening.
Good old hunter.
Oh, wait a minute. Another Cthulhu. It's a
hunter.
Beckoner Evil on turn 2.
Okay. I drew a Defender of Argus.
Oh my god.
And since there's no sense in playing the SI agent, because we don't need to and we won't get the combo, I guess I'll just go ahead and play my other Undercity Huckster.
Well, do we...
I actually would play the SI agent this turn. It challenges the Beckoner pretty nicely, and then... on 4 mana next turn, you can go ahead and play the Undercity Huckster and Hero Power. So I think I would go ahead and play the SI7 agent and then just hit face with the Huckster. So he'll likely trade into the Huckster, and then next turn we play our other Huckster, Hero Power, clear it off, and then we've got the 3/3 minion on board. It would have been nice to get the combo, but especially against a Hunter, we just want to make sure that we have something on the board.
Yeah, so this is one of the things that I think Dan struggles with a little bit, because he's like, I must get all the value all the time, and I have to remind them that you'll be dead if you try to do that half the time. But
that is a shortcoming of mine. It's almost impossible for me to play a card if I'm not getting the combo or the battle cry or whatever out of it.
There was one that was really painful for you. I'm like, you have to do it, man, and he's like, I can't do it. I'm like, just do it. I don't wanna.
You have to eviscerate for 2. You have to do it.
I can't remember what it was, but it was like there was physical pain.
Yes, it wasn't that long. It was just a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Well, for this one, looks like a pretty easy pick. I drew a Tomb Pillager. So I imagine since I have 4 mana, I'll go ahead and play my Tomb Pillager.
Wow.
How did I get multi-shot?
Undercity Huckster.
Yeah.
Oh, Hutch, right. The Undercity Huckster gave me a multi-shot.
So are we changing the play, or are we going with the...
Yes, I like the Tomb Pillager here.
Tomb Pillager? Okay.
I think we just want to force him to have to deal with it. Gives us the coin, which is really nice. And now we've got multi-shot for removal. So we're doing pretty well.
Yep. It's a big body. It's nice. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he plays a bow. We could also Harrison it. Let's see.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Nope.
He already got rid of 1 quick shot last
Alright,
turn.
so he traded the, what's his name? Beckoner, and played a Disciple of Cthulhu and killed off the Pillager. Cthulhu is a 10/10 now.
Okay, so I drew a Twilight Summoner. I got a coin now. The multi-shot Defender of Argus, my Harrison Jones. A Shadowcaster. No sense of playing that. Undercity Huckster. Yeah, possibly 6 mana. Do we coin out? Do we play the Huckster and coin out the Summoner?
This turn I like the Summoner and a Hero Power.
The coin the Hero Power, yeah.
Yeah, coin the Hero Power, because next turn we're going to have 6 mana, and then we can go with Undercity Huckster and Defender of Argus. The Twilight Summoner is most likely going to stick around, which means that we're going to be able to taunt up 2 minions. So I think I like Summoner this turn, coin out the Hero Power, go ahead and kill the Disciple of Cthulhu, and that sets us up for a stronger next turn. Whereas if we played the Huckster this turn, we probably would have only gotten Argus on 1 minion, would have had to Hero Power next turn. And we still got the option of playing Harrison Jones or Multi-Shot. If he plays a weapon or 2 minions that we want to get rid of. So I think this is just a bit more of it's a flexible play.
Gotcha.
We're looking good. 28 health for the Hunter, turn 5. Nothing on the board. 7 cards. 7 real cards. The coin was ours. No, he had the coin. We had the pillager.
We got a coin from our...
Yeah, no, yeah, we got the coin. So he coins out Savannah Hymen. Where's our sap? Nope. Nah.
We had a coin from our other Tomb Pillager, like the Tomb Pillager I just drew. So we have that one. Multi-shots. The Defender of Argus. Harrison Jones. Shadowcaster. Undercity Huckster. So is it Undercity Huckster Tomb Pillager?
That's one option. I like that. We could also Shadowcaster and then play out the other 1/1. But I think we just want to challenge this Hymen right now. So I like the Tomb Pillager and the Huckster.
Okay. Tomb Pillager. Oh, well, that's the Huckster. This is the Tomb Pillager. And then just go face with the 1/1.
Go ahead and face.
And do we save our dagger?
Yes. And then we'll find some way to kill this off next turn. Even if he removes our Tomb Pillager, we've got the multi-shot. He'll likely play another minion, and we can clear off this Hymen one way or another.
All right, it's turn 6 for the Hunter. He has 6 cards. They are no more coins. He plays the Princess Huhuran, which gives him the 2 hyenas. He trades the Hymen into the Pillager. This is where we draw Skullcurt now.
Oh, that would have been so sick.
Alright, so he's left with the Princess Huhuran, which is the new legendary. At 6/5, that triggers the death rattle. So he's flanked by 2 sets of hyenas on either side. Looks pretty cool, actually. But not good for us. Let's see.
Yeah, I really like this Hunter card. I think this turn's just all about removal. So we picked up the Eviscerate, which is good. We might actually have to use it. But I would just go with multi-shot first, see what it hits, and then we'll clear up the rest as best as we can.
Do we want to clear the princess? We could run our 1/1 into it and coin out Eviscerate.
Well, we can do the...
And then multi-shot.
The multi-shot and see what it hits, and then, yeah.
Yeah, if it hits Huhuran, then we just run in the 2/2.
It did.
Okay.
Right. So now we run into 2/2. Right.
How about
we get the secret? What do we do with the 1/1?
Kill off one of the 2/2s.
And with your face, right? Yeah.
Yes. And then you can go ahead and eviscerate the other one. If you can get it in,
nope,
that's okay. That's okay. We've got the 5/5.
What is this Dart Trap? What does it do? Just...
when they hero power, deals 5 damage to a random enemy.
Oh,
nice.
What's this gonna be? Okay, well, you know what? It's a good thing we actually saved the eviscerate. We're gonna need it.
He played a animal companion. It was Huffer. Oh, and there's the weapon. All right.
Awesome.
We got a good turn coming. All right, so he trades in a 3/3 into the Faceless Destroyer and his face, and then the hyena goes to our face for 3. So he's got a Leok, a hyena, and a eagle horn bow.
So we go ahead and Harrison Jones first.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Bow.
And then...
Here's Nazoth.
Nice.
Oh, it keeps showing up early. Not too early, though. We're at 8. Okay, so now we eviscerate the... Leok.
Yep. And then we can choose to save the coin, or we can choose to coin out Dart Trap. I think I like saving the coin for a Nazoth next turn.
Okay.
We had a decent amount of death rattles to start already.
There was 2 Huckster, 2 Pillagers,
and the Twilight Summoner.
And a Summoner. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so turn 8, he's going. Look at this, Bug Creeper
What
again.
is up with the bog creepers, man?
I've never seen so many before.
Oh, and we get a backstab.
Oh, now
Yes.
we could kill it if we want to now, huh?
We could.
Right.
Or we could still go with Nassau. Let's see. 21 health. He's got 8 on the board. That puts us at 14. Unleash the hounds with some crazy stuff. Kill command.
I only got 4 cards in hand, though. I think, you know what? I think we coin out Nazoth because I'm pretty sure it can.
Do we want to backstab the hyena?
Yes.
Right,
Yes, we do.
Backstab the hyena.
Coin out the big gun.
Coin.
Oh, just because we can.
So you trade this in? Oh, I don't know if we had room. Anyway.
I think we get 5, so I think it is, yeah. Yeah, we get 5. So,
You still run it in or just hang on to it?
hang on to it.
Yeah.
No!
All right.
Hang on to it.
All right.
Okay. We're holding back.
Alright, and now you've got a nice full board.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. So you have a Harrison Jones, Nassau, Undercity Hucksters ×2, Tomb Pillagers ×2, and a Summoner. And here's Unleash the Hounds, 6 Hounds, and the Bog Creeper. And he still has 6 mana and 4 cards. Let's see what he decides to do here. Needs to figure out how to navigate all these things.
Alright, so
Bog traded into, so the attack happened anyway. It's fine. No difference in hounds, no difference in anything. He's trading the second hound into Undercity Huckster. We get a misdirection.
Oh, come on, snipe! Let's go with the third Hunter Secret.
2 more hounds into the other Undercity Huckster, and we get an infested wolf. Another death rattle. Too late now. Ooh, and he plays a trap. And Bran Brunsbeard. Okay. Ooh.
Interesting.
That's pretty good.
We draw our Dark Iron Skulker, so do we just want to go ahead and play that?
Well,
I think we want to kill the creeper first and then see if we can trigger the secret.
Let's see if it's snake trap, then you play the Skulker, it's even better.
So, okay, so run one of the...
Yeah, run one of the Tomb Pillagers.
The Pillagers. If it's freezing, it is snakes.
It's snakes.
So
okay.
Nice.
Now you clear all this junk out.
It's really good.
Okay, now we play the Dark Iron Skulker.
And this is gonna hurt.
Yep.
Ow.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Oh my god. Everything's gone except Bran, who's weak.
And I think we can actually take 2 damage if we want to go ahead and just hero power and run in the 1/1 and our own face.
I was going to say, we can't leave him up.
No. And then if you want to go ahead and just coin Argus on the 2 5s, or the 2 other minions.
Which 2? Oh, the 2 that I'm going to attack with?
Yeah, and swing him in, because that's 12 damage.
They're in there.
There you go.
Alright, you have your own Bog Creeper now. It's Nassau.
It's our own Bog Creeper.
Yeah.
And he gave us a ton of other stuff.
Oh,
Cthulhu doesn't.
There's Cthulhu.
Cthulhu's got nothing on Nazoth this game.
He's done.
Yeah.
You got to play him, but it was just a 10-10. What is Bog Creeper doing it anyway? In these decks, it's interesting.
Is it a beast or is it just a 6/8?
Well, maybe they don't have a lot of cards.
I think in rank 18 it may be. Can we steal one more? Or,
I know you've been busy and you got another show to do tonight, friend. So these have been going on. So if you we usually try and do 3, but if you need to go, because I know you
go ahead and do one more.
All right.
Okay.
Really?
Cool beans.
I think you were 3 for 3 the last time I came on, so I want to see if we can go 3 for 3 again.
Oh no.
Okay, I like it.
The jinx. No.
Nah.
Nah.
You know what? 2 for 3 is still good too.
Yeah.
We're going
Plus,
on a
we're
winning.
having fun, so.
We're going on a
Yeah,
winning
it's a
record.
fun deck. It's a neat deck. Not too tough to play, but
Yeah, I think I could actually pilot this on my own. I think.
Nice.
All right. So we're up against a warlock. I'm going second.
That's always good when you're
Cleef,
rogue.
Tomb Pillager, Zaril, and a Fan of Knives. This isn't the worst opening hand. I don't see. I'm hard pressed to decide what I would almost keep all of this, but
I would just keep the Fan of Knives.
Okay.
My reasoning for that is warlocks mostly now are going to be zoo decks, and they have that new card Forbidden Ritual, which gives them a ton of 1/1s. So you need something to be able to get rid of the 1/1s. It's the only copy of Fan in our deck, so if we have it in our opener, we might as well keep it. Backstab is great. Finley's really good too, so you actually picked up a nice opener.
Yep. So I got a Backstab Finley. We have a Shadowcaster the Coin, and Zaril's just determined to hang out. So
He's like, I'm so cool. I'm coming back.
say, hey, I'm only 4 mana. You got a coin. I'll be around soon. So plays for Finley.
Yep.
You're about to destroy Valera's art because she won't have her little knives anymore.
That's okay.
So we go ahead and take the Shaman power. Kidding. I mean, come on. We got Hunter or Mage. I mean, really.
I would probably go with Mage just because we're going to be doing a lot of removing zoo minions this game if it is a zoo. So I think the removal is more important. But the Mage hero power is better than her daggers in this case because we don't want her to take that much damage. She's going to die really quickly. So.
Although against Warlock, I mean, it's tempting to do Hunter.
Steady shot. Just 4 damage turn.
It's like tap, hit, tap, hit. Okay, you're killing yourself while I'm killing you. Look at this. The ping comes in handy for sure.
Yeah, I think we can actually just take this turn pretty slow and just go ahead and remove.
All right. Yeah. They. What did he play? The Belfin Tide Hunter?
Yeah, Belfin Tide Hunter, which is the Murloc. That's a 2/1 that summons a 1/1 ooze with taunt. I actually like that card in Zoo.
It is good. People were underestimating it.
It's
and
annoying.
the Darkshire Councilman in Zoo
that's
are
sick.
really strong.
Yeah. But that one is annoying. It's like this annoying thing. It's not that great, but it's just annoying. All right, so he plays a in-gang boss. I thought this guy would go away, but no, not yet.
Okay. And then I drew Van Cleef. Man, some of these guys are determined to hang out. So, well, we could get Van Cleef up there a little bit.
We could.
We have a backstab. But let me see.
So I think
Yeah.
we have a couple options.
We could
Van
coin
Cleef is
out
pretty good.
Zaril.
We could coin out Zaril. I kind of like. So I like Van Cleef, but the question is, do we want him to be a 4/4 or a 6/6? If
6/6, but that means we would have to backstab
and then give up the coin.
Yeah.
So go ahead and backstab. Trade your 1/2 into the 1/1 that comes out, and then
yeah, I think we just play him 4/4, right?
as a 4/4.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The difference
Save the
between
coin.
the difference between the 4/4 and the 6/6 in this game is the Warlock can use
PO or abusive, yeah.
PO or abusive. So
It depends. Demon
Or
fire.
Demon Fire.
On Demon Fire, you just never
that
know.
too.
Okay, well, he Demon Fired the
Okay.
gang boss, tapped last. You know, he just committed HearthCoach sin. Alright, so Demon Fire gives +2/+2 of a demon, killed a Van Cleef, and then tapped, which is something you never do, but that's fine. If you've been listening, you don't do that. Alright.
Yes, one of my shortcomings. So, do we shadow cast Sir Finley, or do we just go ahead and drop Zaril?
I think Zaril's good this turn. Just go ahead and play on her.
Play Zaril.
What do we
And
get?
we get a Stealth Toxin.
I would just go ahead and trade in Finley.
All right, we trade Finley. You've done good work, Finley.
I don't have to worry about implosion anymore.
Yeah.
So
Finley.
that's nice.
Finley did a bunch of stuff. He killed like 3 things.
He had a good game. Stayed on the board for 4 turns. Not bad.
Alright, it's turn 5 for the Warlock, and it's a 28 health. A Knife Juggler that looks so sad. And another
What
demon.
in the world?
Another demon fire, this time to take out our Zeril.
Crazy.
And we got the Shadow Step Toxin.
Yeah, 2 not so great toxins.
So I get a Tomb Pillager on the draw. We just go and throw Harrison out there?
I think I would just go with the Tomb Pillager. We want the coin. Makes the next couple of turns more flexible. We've still got Phantom Knives,
If he plays
so
that,
we don't have to worry. Yeah, about a big board.
if he plays that crazy tentacle card, we can clean it up.
So yeah, I just go ahead and
No need to stealth the Pillager? Eh.
you know
That's
what?
what-
You might as well. You're not really going to use these toxins for too much. Generally, you want the one that deals damage or the one that draws cards, but maybe he will play the card that gives him a bunch of 1/1s, and then he won't be able to kill it with daggers. So might as well stealth. Maybe it lives.
He would have to get 4 out of the 6, which is a little above average, but not crazy. Let's see. He was thinking about a tap, and then kind of changed his mind. He's playing the Void Crusher.
Void Crusher.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
A Void Crusher is a 6 mana, 5/4 inspire. Destroy a random minion for each player.
And he can destroy himself. He's a strange card, but you know what? We picked up Eviscerate, so we don't even actually have to worry about him.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we have a quick rundown. Eviscerate, Bloodthirst. What is it? Blood Thistle Toxin. We have Harrison, Nazoth, early, a coin, Shadowcaster, and Fan of Knives.
So I think this turn, I like Harrison. I think Harrison's pretty good. And then we can go ahead and coin out the Eviscerate. And then just clear off the Knife Juggler. Shadowcaster also would have been fine. But generally with Shadowcaster, I like to play the minion on the same turn.
Yep.
Just because. And you might as well get the 5/4 out when you can instead of the 4/4. So.
Yep.
So that's what I did.
Yep, so clear board, 5/2 and 5/4. It's turn 7, 28 health. He's playing from the draw, or now from the middle. And now he taps.
He tapped first?
Tap first.
He's learning. Maybe he's watching the show.
6
wouldn't
cards.
that be funny?
Yeah. He's on this. Okay. Frostwolf Warlord. It must be he doesn't have a lot of cards, because this is a
somebody's getting desperate.
Yeah.
5/4/4 that gains +1 for every other minion on the battlefield. Okay.
That's an odd card to play and have in your deck with the other one.
No.
That kills your own minions.
Oh yeah. It works okay with the 1/1s.
No, but you can't do it in the right order though.
Yeah. Because you have to play that last.
It just needs sticky minions. I don't know. I guess if you're on a budget, it's something that you can do in a zoo kind of deck. But
well, I drew the Blood Mage Thalanos. Do we want to play Shadowcaster now?
I would go ahead and play the Blood Mage and then Shadowcast that.
Okay.
The Blood Mage?
Yeah. I think in this case, the extra card draw and the spell damage is worth more than just a coin. So go ahead and Shadowcaster the Blood Mage, and then trade in the 5/2, and hit face with the 5/4. And then we have like super board, and a lot of versatility in hand. So we get to keep.
Do we coin out?
No.
Yeah, go ahead and coin out the extra
Oh,
Blood
you
Mage.
can?
Oh, I didn't get to it.
That's okay. That's okay.
I wasted a coin.
That's okay. You know what? It's good to keep in your hand too, because we've got Phantom Knives still. But if you could have gotten on board, it's not likely that he's going to be able to kill it.
Nazoth will have to wait another turn.
You know what? We didn't need that coin anyway.
Alright.
Just level the playing field a little bit.
I was trying to get the Blood Mage out. Oh, it's okay.
Alright, so it's a Siphon Soul on the Harrison and tapped last, so he forgot his mechanics again. It's okay.
Really?
Alright, so he's down to 22. He has 6 cards, nothing on the board.
And I draw a Twilight Summoner.
That's pretty good.
So, well, I guess we play the Twilight Summoner and the other Blood Mage Thalnos. I need to return anyone to my hand. Ping him in the face for a point.
Yep, and then just hit for 5. We could have Blood Thistled the
Shadowcaster?
Shadowcaster if we wanted to.
Get another.
Get a faceless, most likely.
Do we want to do that?
No, leave it on the board for
pick 'em
now.
up now? Okay.
Yeah, we want to have the body on the board, but maybe we'll do it next turn.
I would like to do it on the soft, to be quite honest, but okay, never mind. We'll see.
Oh,
That would take forever.
right?
I've never done it on N'Zoth, but that would be pretty cool. Imagine Bran with N'Zoth. Oh man,
It's super slow, but
Actually, never. I didn't think I'd ever get Bran and Cthulhu off at the same time, but I
have you
did.
done Bran and Yogg-Saron?
Oh no.
It's so great.
all right. So he played.
great.
He played a councilman, and a dark peddler, and a defender. So this is kind of a zooish something. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. I draw Backstab for 4
but you have a fan of knives for 3.
and a Fan of Knives for 3 damage.
But
so I think just go ahead and backstab the Darkshire and then fan, and the board is clear.
oh my god, that's crazy.
So good. The spell damage is so good in this list.
So if he has the 1/1s, well, at this point he's so behind. But anyway,
Yeah. At this point, we're too far ahead.
Harvest Golem comes into the
That's not
party.
bad. Not
Go ahead and play the Golem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe he hellfires and we win the Soth, we get more stuff. Alright. Let me ask you,
And now I'm
since
attacking with everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my hero power.
you played this more, do the 1/1 death rattles come back as 1/1s or they come back as full
They
force?
come back as 1/1s.
They don't come back like full blown? Okay.
No, they come back as 1/1s with the death rattle 5/5. So you get the Twilight Summoner.
No,
back.
I meant like say you play a Shadowcaster Sylvanas.
Oh.
As a
Oh no, you get
1/1.
Sylvanas. You get a 5/5 Sylvanas.
Oh,
Yeah.
a full blown
Mhm.
Sylvanas.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, why would he do that? He
Alright,
just
sorry.
explain.
He played Jaraxxus and Sir
That's
Finley
confusing.
to
Oh, no.
replace the 6/6 for
You
2
just replaced the best hero power in the game.
in the game, like without a doubt. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, I drew a Unearthed Raptor, and I have an Undercity Huckster, the Blood Thistle Toxin, and the Zoth. Do we need the? Do we want to draw a card?
I think
Make room.
if you want to go ahead and trade in like the Blood Mage and the Harvest Golem, then you can just play N'Zoth.
well, do you trade this other guy to get another?
You can trade in the 1/1/2 and you get a 5/5.
And then another one of these, right?
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to get that 1/1 back. It's hard to say. But yeah, it's fine to trade it in. And just go ahead and trade the Harvest Golem, play N'Zoth, and hit face for 4.
And he plays he plays Twisting Nether or something like that, you know? There's strange stuff going on here. So
There's
true.
maybe he's got Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
was just gonna say.
the only point of not trading in the Twilight Summoner would be if you had death rattled more than 3 cards per se, and you didn't want to get back a 4-mana 1/1. If you wanted to get back something else, then you shouldn't death rattle it. But I think we only had the only other things we death rattled were like Blood Mage Thalnos. So in this case, it's better to have the 4-mana 1/1.
well, it's a chance, right? You could get
Yeah.
So we could have gotten the 2 Thalnos. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we could have gotten the 2 Thalnos.
So it
doesn't matter.
he
Our board is
conceded.
huge.
I think he
Because
he should have
they just
conceded
conceded.
when he overrode his
Yeah. Oh,
6/6
that poor guy.
for 2 with Finley. That was a mistake of ordering, but he had been doing it all game, like tapping last and stuff. So, well, anyway,
All right.
that's a
Another
win
3
streak.
for 3. Yeah.
Yay!
I'm on a win streak.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Cora, so much for doing this again.
Thank you for having me back.
It was a lot of fun.
I'll be able to come back again in the future and be like, I'm the president of the United States now. What's going on?
I'm holding you to it.
Yeah,
hey,
you
go president of the United States. I want to be the first Hearthstone podcast that gets to interview the president.
Because that was the natural progression. Normal person, Hearthstone broadcaster, president of the United States.
I think so.
Yeah.
Looking at our current candidates that are up there, I don't think you would be the worst choice at all.
Yeah.
Yes. Got him.
Not even close.
I'll teach the whole world how to play N'Zoth Rogue, and I'll mandate that Secret Paladin be legal again.
Oh, there we go. You just got our vote.
I should steer us
Revenge is back in.
I should steer us away from political podcasts, because then this could go south quickly. With our audience.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
If you get Dan going in some subject, it can.
Goodness gracious, yes! Don't bring up concerts.
Oh man.
It's all good. Well, thank you again. Really appreciate you taking the time to come hang out with us, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Congratulations on all the success. I'm sure there's going to be more where that came from, so we look forward to seeing it happen.
Yes.
Final plugs that you want to give to anybody or anyone?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter, songbird_HS, on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sage Cora. Make sure you shoot me a message if you listen to the show. Let me know. Tell me what you think. I'd love to chat with you guys.
Awesome. So for us, you can find us at hearthcoach.net. You can email us at hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at hearthcoach, Facebook. We are on Patreon at patreon.com/hearthcoach. Remember, the tournament is on May 28th. Go to the Patreon website for details. Congratulations to the GAC for winning the coaching. I'll be in touch with you. And anything else, Dan? You close out the show?
No, I cannot think of anything. I think you've pretty well covered it, my friend. Remember, around all your social medias, Facebook, Twitter, tell your friends and neighbors to go sign up on iTunes. And, good luck making it to Legend, everybody. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you again, Cora, for doing this.
Good luck on the ladder.
Thank you.